these footballers. So I'm not
You know
going to
nothing
speak
about
like
football.
I know. No, I know everything that there is to know about football.
Places I'd rather be right now. Mexico.
Oh, I don't think you want to be there.
You don't want to be in Culiacan.
No, you guys.
In Culiacan, bro.
Where's it? Culiacan.
Yeah, Culiacan.
Where's that in Narcos?
It's the capital of Sinaloa. Sinaloa is a province.
Okay.
And that's where El Chapo.
So
and
El
that's
Chapo's son, breaking news, El Chapo's son has been arrested
again,
and the Sinaloa cartel are holding the city hostage. And I'd rather be there than be in this frosty room, I got to tell you. You know why?
Why?
Listeners, Ryan and Senzo aren't talking to each other.
No, I made a stipulation.
Jeez.
What's the stipulation? I mean, you know.
Paulo.
Okay, so it's been quite childish the past few days. Senzo, Ryan having goes at each other. Manchester United haven't even played Chelsea, but the two of them have been riding each other like fucking Brokeback Mountain here.
Listen here. I can't hear him. He's all the way. He's got a dog fight on his hands. So
Senzo's not talking to Ryan.
no, I ban him from talking to him until his team can win. Until he earns the right to talk to me again.
Paolo, would you please let Senzo know that I'm not interested in talking to him?
So listen,
I don't think you can though.
even Putin is calling for a ceasefire, right? A ceasefire of a war he started. Okay? Because he said we must celebrate Orthodox Christmas. So even Putin wants a ceasefire.
Because Putin is in the position to make demands. Ryan is like, who's this? Zelensky or...
Can I ask that we call a ceasefire for the next 70 minutes or so?
No, bro.
So that we can have a show for the people. We haven't done one in a while. The people need their shows.
It's true.
I'm
Senzo, I'll allow you to talk to me.
Thanks, Putin.
Putin's actually winning. I don't know about Potter.
You heard it here first. Okay, listen, we are going to get into the rivalry. There's a big section in the show called Let's All Laugh at Chelsea. But before we get into that...
It's a very unfair section. I feel like I never had a chance.
Oh, no. We had... Listen here.
You had ample time.
Listen here.
He had ample time to get his...
I will never forget the day this knob comes in here with 3 packets of popcorn. 3 packets of popcorn, 3 cans of Monster. In our season preview, and now wants to laugh at Manchester United, and now expect sympathy.
Look at this guy.
Huh?
Look at this guy.
He expects sympathy.
Look at this guy.
So anyway, we haven't been on in a while. Thank you for joining us. If it's your first time listening, welcome. And if someone shared this with you, they're not a good friend.
No.
This is working title FC, the best football podcast you've probably never heard before. But a lot has happened since we were last on the show. Covering off some homework. Let's firstly talk about World Cup final. Ryan wants to get into it because he feels he needs a bit of acclamation right now.
For what?
No, well, the thing is, right? We all called the Argentina win.
Yep.
No, you didn't call the Argentina win at the beginning of the tournament.
No, I didn't call it in the beginning, and everyone knows
called
that.
it at the beginning?
It's on record.
Sorry, who called it at the beginning? I just want you to admit one thing. Tell me I was right. Say it.
Ryan,
Did Senzo say that? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Paolo,
What did I say, Paolo?
Do you recall Argentina, Senzo calling Argentina?
Senzo had a foot in both camps because he also called France. He hedged his bets right in the beginning.
Okay,
France were his team, but he had a feeling about Argentina. We'll give him that.
You can't have 2 of the strongest teams and say it's either or. You have to pick one. I went with England proudly.
I said Argentina as well.
Paolo sadly went with Portugal again.
I said Argentina.
So let
I
down
said I
again.
support France, but Argentina needs to win it. And then you on the final. Yeah, we're all right. Well, it's very easy to pick a horse when it's winning.
It's easy to forget because obviously this weird season, World Cup final a week later is Premier League games, right? 2 days later there were freaking Carabao Cup games, right?
It's ridiculous.
Right?
That's why Messi was like, I'm not coming back.
So it's time, yeah. So it's worth taking a moment to go, guys. I mean, there's a lot of recency bias, but what a World Cup final!
What?
Best game of football ever.
I promise you, if you've never seen a football game in your life, never watch another one.
You can't.
That is the
it's
peak
impossible.
peak football moments. And I mean, you could tell because I don't know if you guys saw the videos of Argentina after the win. The streets were filled.
Well,
It was insane.
But besides that, I mean, if Argentina didn't win it, they would have kicked themselves. France only played football for 10 minutes of the 120.
But France were doing that the whole tournament. It was amazing watching that game because it was actually both of them like manifesting their whole tournament in 120 minutes. Because, yeah, if you had never watched football before, hell, what a game. But if you had been watching both teams in the World Cup, you go, wow, you guys did exactly the same thing. Argentina played their way in. They were high, they were low. France waited for Mbappe to do something, which he did. All very dramatic.
Does that boy did they get that boy a chiropractor?
Right? Right.
Also, more importantly, I think it's nice to say the debate has been settled.
It has.
Messi is the greatest football player to grace the earth.
I don't think he needed a World Cup.
No, of course not. But I'm saying, you know what? This Ronaldo versus Messi thing can finally be put to bed. Because
this Maradona versus Messi thing can also be put to bed now. Like
Messi is everything.
So you segue nicely into it because it's sort of an argument that actually can never be solved, right? The GOAT debates. It in a team sport, and whether it's NBA. I mean, we all follow NBA quite closely, or football. In a team sport over various generations and various decades, you can't compare.
It's hard to tell.
You know, someone like Federer and Nadal, they play each other. The one who beats the other one more wins. You know, is better, right?
But I also don't think that's dependent on it as well in tennis, because it's also different in tennis as well.
Well, look, it's a pointless debate, and I think one of the things is that brings us on to the next kind of topic of conversation is since we last spoke, Pele has obviously passed away, and for anybody going into football, Pele was the first guy.
He's it.
Right, he's Einstein, he's Mozart, he's Muhammad Ali, he's Nelson Mandela. Yeah, you know, you show someone a picture, goes, I know that guy.
I know
right?
that is, yeah.
And for us, because our fathers would have been, Pele, there was this Pele guy. You know, your first kind of great player, or any player that you ever heard of,
Pele.
was Pele.
Yeah.
Right? And why it's interesting is because I grew up in the, who was better, Pele or Maradona? And how do you ever resolve that? How do you resolve Messi's better than Pele? How do you resolve Ronaldo better than Messi?
But as well, then you get some people as well, because there's only, to be fair, there's only one guy who's ever won the Super Ballon d'Or. It's neither Pele nor Maradona. Di Stefano, because you get some people. Do
you see? You're the lightning there.
Yeah.
You've upset somebody.
Who?
You've
Pele?
upset El Chapo's son.
El Chapo's
Maradona. Somebody's
Di
angry.
Stefano.
Right? She doesn't say much for my soundproofed studio.
Yeah.
But
like, who's better, El Fenomeno or Zidane? Like, it's difficult to say.
I think the thing about Pele is that he was the first, right?
Yeah.
So, and what I loved seeing is when a lot of people were referencing Pele's first World Cup appearance, 1958.
Yes.
Right? He comes in and it's black and
17-year-old.
white, 17-year-old. The game's not wall to wall like we have it now. You know how they used to broadcast games then, right?
Yes.
They'd play the game, they'd record it, they'd can it, and then they'd send it out. People would only see the game like a day or two later.
So they do what SABC does.
Right.
They call it a delayed live.
Right.
So that's how you'd get the game. And then you'd either watch it on newsreel, you'd go down to the bioscope, and that's how you watch the game. Then he kind of finishes 1970 first World Cup broadcast live
in color.
In color. So he starts football in the old football days and kind of ends it in the new football days. Then goes to America.
When players have swag.
Yeah, exactly. The glitz and glamour, hanging out in Studio 54, plays for a team owned by Warner Brothers, hanging around with Sylvester Stallone.
Michael Caine, like it's nothing. Really.
And that's kind of where he was. And he just became, and then over the years becomes a bit of a figure of fun. Every World Cup predicts Nicky Butt's going to be the best player in the world, you know.
Yeah.
But huge loss to football. It's kind of
Absolutely.
because he's always been there.
Absolutely, exactly.
Pele was just always there.
Yeah, because everyone was looking at Maradona, they're like, yo, whatever you do, bro, you're not gonna last long. But Pele were like, man, I was even backing Pele to go 3 digits, Because Centurion.
Could have done, hey, listen, and we know he liked to fudge numbers. So
Also, I don't know if you guys saw during the World Cup when he fell ill and was put into that one part of the
ICU.
Yeah.
I think they put him in like kind of like
Yeah, it's like
a hospice.
Yeah.
Kind of like
pretty, like end of life.
Yeah,
kind of. So
An old age
I know
one.
Kylian Mbappe put out a tweet saying, praying for Pele and all of that. And he responded and he said, please don't worry about me. I'm so happy to see you breaking some of my records.
Yeah.
And I was
That's good
like,
though.
that is awesome.
Yeah, a gent of the game, and listen, the reason a lot of people love football.
But also, just to return to this whole thing, Paulo, you alluded to it earlier. Because with the Ballon d'Or, they only started allowing people who weren't European to win it in 1995.
Yeah,
It poses a very interesting question, like what would the Ballon d'Or
the roll call look like.
look like if it were.
What was another interesting thing about Pele is that he was made a national asset
Yes.
at 19, so he wasn't allowed leaving the country.
Yeah.
And people kind of go, oh well, he never played in the champion or the European Cup. Then he only played for Santos. Brazilian club football was very strong back then. They would often win the Intercontinental Cup, like beating legendary European sides.
Because they said probably the best team of the 60s was probably Santos. And if you think about the 60s, what the teams that they had that Real Madrid team.
Yeah.
There was the
Benfica side.
There's the United side.
Yeah.
There was the Celtics. Like there were so many teams that you could have.
Iconic teams. The Inter Milan team was in there, and Santos probably would have beaten all of them.
Yeah, they probably would have taken one of them. Yeah.
And they beat them, so it was different, right? It was just different football. And then the next obituary happened this afternoon, just before we started recording.
Yeah, man.
And Ryan, this is where we're going to school you a bit, because we speak about Pele as being the first. Gianluca Vialli, Juventus, Sampdoria, Chelsea. And an Italian striker.
Yeah.
And you do say pioneer because, so Ryan kind of goes, listen, he was just a bit before my time. So, I mean, he kind of, the last we saw him in public was 2020. He was Mancini's assistant.
Yeah, Euro 2021, you mean?
Oh, yeah. Okay, right. And they called them the Goal Twins when they came through at Sampdoria, both like iconic young strikers, win the Serie A for Sampdoria, golden age for them.
Yeah.
I think it was around that time. It was just before that Sampdoria
they had
won the
Zola
European
as well,
Cup.
They had Zola as well.
Zola was at Napoli.
Yeah, it was at Napoli, yes.
Zola was at Napoli. And then he goes off from Sampdoria to Juventus, and that's where
that's the pinnacle. Like that's
Marcello Lippi's coach, and they pair him with Fabrizio Ravanelli.
You knew.
I mean, two guys, one with a bald head, one with pure white hair, and they terrorized. I mean, you talk about strike partnerships. They were up there, win the European Cup. Champions League. It was Champions League already by then.
1996.
96.
Yeah.
And Ryan, this is where it becomes interesting, because this is the first time that, so the Premier League, you kind of started seeing foreign players come in.
Yeah.
Bergkamp, but he was a bit of a flop at Inter.
Yeah, because you were seeing guys.
Gullit was kind of like done.
Exactly.
And he came and played as a sweeper.
So it was when the Serie A was kind of, the guard was changing of what the Premier, what the blue chip league was in Europe. So the Serie A guys used to come back, and they used to go to the Premiership, and they used to be like, okay, cool, let's try pound sterling. And it was when Sky Sports started pumping all
and the money was starting to come in. And for Vialli coming to Chelsea at the time, so you kind of saw it a little bit, but to see a foreign player was kind of new.
Yeah.
And Vialli coming in was the first time you went, hold on a second. This guy won the Champions League last year.
Yeah.
And he's coming to play for Chelsea. And Chelsea aren't today's Chelsea, right? Yeah. Today's Chelsea aren't even today's Chelsea.
No. Chelsea then are the equivalent of what Tottenham is now.
I'd kind of say Tottenham. But and even Klinsmann came in at that time. Klinsmann was kind of like on the downward.
So this was before new ownership. Like before Roman.
Way before Roman. This is like 95, 96.
This was Ken Bates. He bought Chelsea for a pound. Yeah.
And sold it for
pound.
Yeah, and he sold it for 90 million.
He took on their debt, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, they were badly in debt.
Yeah.
They were
rubbish.
They were
in the
done.
80s.
They were kind of done.
Finished. Chelsea shouldn't
Old
exist.
stadium.
But
Ken
Real
Bates
talk.
saved them.
Yeah, real talk. Chelsea shouldn't exist as an entity right now. They shouldn't exist as a football club. But Ken Bates was like, look, I'll do you guys a solid.
Yeah. He took on a fortune of debt, paid £1, and kind of starts rebuilding them, right? Brings in Glenn Hoddle.
Yes.
Who then goes and brings in Hullets, gets a bit imaginative. The free transfers are kind of Marcel Desailly, Frank Leboeuf. Those guys start coming to Chelsea.
Yes.
But the thing with Vialli that was so interesting for me, like I say, here's a guy, he said, hold on, that guy just left for free.
Yeah.
He left Juventus for free.
He landed on Chelsea's lap.
To go play for Chelsea. And I remember at the time, so I was 16 years old. And every year with my Christmas money, I would go get a subscription for Match and Shoot magazine.
All right.
Do you guys remember those, right? Yeah. And you used to have to go to CNA, and it was international orders.
Jeez,
so you kind of like pay up front, and then every month they keep one for you, right?
Right.
Because we don't have wall-to-wall TV and coverage now, right?
So like if you wanted like hot news, like hot. You had to go buy like a magazine. Like
Sky News wasn't 24 rolling. We had Sky News would be from midnight on SABC3, right? Yeah. From midnight to 6 o'clock, you could watch Sky News.
And the only time you could get like games, like to watch games, was like open time. If you didn't have like the STV subscription, you had to tune in between like 5 and like 7.
And you had like the old decoders that you had. You had to change the button.
To
watch. I mean, wow, we're talking like Dark Ages. Right? Talking Dark Ages.
Did you guys have a box at the end of your TV?
Yes, I did. I did. I'm that old. My TV still came in a box. But Vialli was kind of the first guy that did that, and then he just opened the floodgates. He wins. I mean, for Chelsea to win FA Cups, Cup Winners' Cup,
they won the treble.
And that
I've got inverted commas treble. Yeah.
Chelsea shouldn't. I mean, it's hard to think Chelsea. They shouldn't have been winning at that time
at all.
That just was not who they were
at all,
right? And
I mean, Newcastle were better than Chelsea.
Exactly, and historically,
but Newcastle are better than Chelsea now, so nothing's changed.
Yo, I'm going to give you a chance, Senzo. Just keep your powder dry.
No. So then, am I not facts? We're on Newcastle.
I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to give you a chance. Let's just finish off with Vialli. So then he becomes Chelsea player manager. I love that.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever bought himself on.
He
was after Hullet.
He was after Hullet. So Hullet started it.
So when Hoddle left, Hullet became manager. Him and Hullet fell out. And then Vialli left. And then they bought Vialli back. To be and his player manager wins the League Cup and the Cup Winners' Cup.
That's right.
But I don't think he ever put himself on. And then he kind of said, okay, well, that's it. I didn't manage, did a lot of ambassadorial assistant coach roles. And as recently as December, said, listen, my doctors say I need to take a break from football. We're going to fight this thing. And not even 6 weeks later. Yeah, bro. Such a shock. Real shock. Because it was so sudden. But like a pioneer. And the first guy that kind of opened up world class, because now you go, if there's a hot new talent, he's coming to the Premier League first.
Yes.
I mean, really, no one has a chance. Real Madrid are buying young Brazilians, they're getting them in early, right? But a player like Vialli had no right joining Premier League and kind of open up modern day Premier League.
Yeah, to what it is now. Yeah.
And kind of, so let's go to the next pioneer, Cristiano Ronaldo doing all the good things for Saudi Arabian football.
Oh, my man. But he said he's playing in South Africa. I think he needs a map.
Ronaldo goes to SA. Good God. Good God.
A lot has actually happened since our last podcast. I'm realizing now.
Football never sleeps, bro.
It really doesn't.
We crowned a king.
Yeah.
And then
watching Chelsea get ripped off.
We called Ronaldo a sellout.
So, Ryan, give me your thoughts on Ronaldo. Obviously, if you've been living under a rock, Ronaldo joins Al Nassr. Claims that he turned down a lot of offers from Europe and America. Sure, okay. To be honest, stank up the World Cup. Oh, man.
Did we cover that interview that he did
So we did.
Before? We did, right?
We did. We did the...
Piers Morgan's a bastard, eh?
Kind of like...
He's a real asshole. Dude.
But I said...
Because now him and Jorge Mendes don't speak.
No, remember what I said. What do you mean don't speak? They terminated their working relationship.
No, that's what I'm saying. They don't like...
That sucks. But like I said to you, Paolo, I remember I said, the only person who wins in this scenario is Piers Morgan.
Yes. 100%. Well, Ronaldo's got 400 million reasons that he's also won.
He did win.
True. But do you think it would win his first option? Because let's be honest, Ronaldo doesn't need the money.
Yeah, but also just boosted that man's ego, which irritates the crap out of me.
Piers Morgan?
Yes.
Because now he's a cretin, bro.
Whenever people were when the people were crowning Messi king, This man has the audacity to tweet, all right, can we stop with this Messi talk? A day after he's won the World Cup, he's like, oh, Messi's milking this now. I'm like, bruh, you milked that interview for like 3 weeks.
It's Piers Morgan, bro. Like he does it for bait, bro.
It's not just that. There's loads of stands, Ronaldo stands like that are ridiculous. It's like,
it stinks of an Arsenal fan, like typical,
Thanks of a Chelsea fan.
So okay, Ronaldo, we heard about this offer during the World Cup.
Yes.
Right?
Which wasn't ideal again for Portugal.
Which were like, okay, that's obviously nonsense. He'll never take it. Because there were a lot of like non-league clubs kind of put offers because he's free transfer, right?
Yeah.
And he also had mentioned on that TV show, he said, I don't want to end my career. I want to go out with dignity. Those are exact words, and I quote him. I want to go out with dignity.
Maybe you lost in translation. Maybe say I want to go out with dignitaries.
Yeah,
because he's been hanging out with some royal ass. Do you know they've given him a palace to live in? This palace that he lives in, got on-site clinic. It's got an online convenience store, basketball courts, tennis court, full-scale soccer pitch. He's living in one of the presidential palaces. They've given him a presidential plane to use whenever he wants.
Well, I just want to say good for him.
100%.
Like this is well-deserved. I mean, if I'm 38 and being benched by every damn...
Not bench. It's not even about bench.
But let's be real. If he goes to Europe, he's not starting. Yeah. If Ten Hag is being like this, I can't imagine any other team unless it's a small team like a Brighton or a.
But Brighton are better than Chelsea at the moment. So yeah,
no club at Ronaldo's level is putting him first choice. Even the whole romantic thing about going back to Sporting.
Sporting won't be like, what? No way.
It's like Sporting is sitting in fourth. We play high tempo. We like.
You're gonna come here and
we'll finish eighth. Like we'll finish eighth with him, 100%.
Yeah.
Forget football. The man brings a certain spotlight that you either want or don't want.
But besides the spotlight or whatever,
your club.
Besides the spotlight like that, people saying Ronaldo sold out Brit. That guy did everything. Like, and he's earned the right to also at the end of the day, it's a job. Like,
at the end of the day, you're there to make money.
And that's the thing. And people kind of going, oh, Ronaldo, he doesn't need the money. Should he pay for play? No one's saying to Tom Cruise, oh, make movies for free.
Yeah. Honestly.
No one's saying to the Rolling Stones, oh, stop charging for tickets.
Nobody's telling Elon Musk, go give everybody in the world $2.
You know what I mean?
You know, yeah, exactly.
It's why must Ronaldo play for free? Like, fuck that shit. Like, it's like, no.
Oh, are you mad?
No, if I'm Ronaldo, but firstly, I just want to talk about that. Did you guys watch the ceremony?
What?
Yeah.
I just want to say...
How many million people?
It was
4 more people watched it. 4 million more people watched it. 4 billion.
No. So there were only 2 billion people watched the World Cup final. Yeah. 4 billion people watched.
Oh man, listen, I don't believe that for a second.
I also don't believe that for a second.
You're telling me half the population watched bullshit.
Yeah,
I also looked past it and I was like, this is not.
That's
fraud.
Alert.
That's fraud alert. Yeah, we need fraud alert sounds.
No, but then again,
it kind of reminds me of when Roma unveiled
Dybala.
Yeah. And they had that video of all these guys and he's standing there on that rock like.
Oh man, but you know what the difference is? Dybala's. Who's a fraud, by the way. His
got a World Cup.
He got that goal. He got that goal.
And he got the goal. And he was quite crucial in the last couple of minutes. Yeah. Dybala in the back clearing up things.
Yeah.
But that was authentic, right? That was like, there's an affinity to Dybala in Italian football. They really do love him.
Yeah.
He really is held up in quite regard in Italian football. So for him to leave someone like Juventus,
for him to leave Palermo,
all right, and to go to Rome, wow, this means we've arrived. That players are choosing us. We're not going to the Premier League, coming to us. And this is who we are. That was authentic.
Yeah.
This whole Ronaldo unveiling was such bullshit.
The fact that he said South African, I think they just woke him up. You look like he'd been sleeping.
Oh, man.
But like, I just thought if I'm Ronaldo, I'm grateful. Like, think about it. You are treated like a king.
No, you will be.
Why on earth would you want to? Why would anyone want to pass this up? This isn't just like I'm going to casually. This isn't like who's that guy from City who went who was one of the highest paid
Robinho.
guys in China? No.
Oh yeah.
Tevez.
Tevez. Right.
But Tevez had a. He was. Yeah,
so your point on Ronaldo is exactly that, right? So listen, Al Nassr, I don't think they expected him because he carries over his 3-match suspension from the Premier League, so he can't play yet.
Yeah.
They put him in a squad. They've got to let another foreigner go, so Abubakar.
Yeah.
And we can talk about the United links later. So they've made a whole balls up of it. The guy wearing number 7
terminated contract.
They terminated his contract so they could get the 7.
The number?
You know what I mean?
Ronaldo, come on.
So, do you know what it's like? Do you know what this is like? It's like when Beckham signed for LA Galaxy.
I think it's bigger than that because I'll tell you right now, Rudy Garcia, a decent coach, does not bench Ronaldo.
He can't.
Right? The press do not say a bad word about Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Referees do not book Ronaldo. Teammates do not dare stand next to a free kick. Right?
Yeah.
That's what he's going into. He's going, if you had to, right? Ronaldo had a go. At this point in my career, Senzo's looking at all the blood on my finger. I sliced myself, right?
Jesus, bro. Looks painful.
No, it actually wasn't that bad. It was just annoying. It was just fucking, I cut myself with a box cutter while I was cutting cable ties. What are you gonna do? So,
what's you going to do?
If Ronaldo could almost like, who used to do it? Like, I know the NBA, you know who used to do it?
Michael Jordan.
There used to be the show that I watched when I was a teenager. And it was Magic Johnson. It was Magic Johnson in the off seasons had Magic Johnson and Friends Hawaii tournament. So it was a 3-on-3 tournament in Hawaii where they have like TV stars. Urkel fucking played in it. You'd get NBA players, right? Yeah. If Ronaldo could create his own league of Ronaldo and Friends Super League Fun Time Soccer,
that would be it.
Okay, where no one sends me off, I do whatever I want.
Yeah,
I mean, already he's saying, you guys should sign Pepe. Bring Pepe in. We were going to have a great time together. It's like everything that he has been railing against for the past 18 months. He just goes, I will not get criticized. I will not get dropped. I will not have a bad...
It's my time now.
My house, right?
It's my time now.
And hey,
I'm the boss.
I think the whole thing is, you saw that ceremonial robe that they put on Messi when he won the World Cup? Ronaldo wants one.
Yes.
I know they're different countries, but it is a similar, it's a custom in that part of the world. I think he wants one of those fancy little robes.
And can I tell you how you know this is bigger than that? Is because, now I didn't watch the David Beckham unveiling or whatever.
You were like 3, bro, so like, yeah.
Yeah. So...
You're talking about Beckham at Galaxy, right?
You're still 3.
Yeah.
So he brought his wife and kids onto the field, or his girlfriend and kids onto the field.
Wife.
Is it wife?
Are they married? I
don't think so.
They got married. They got married in 2015, bro.
Really?
They've been married.
I think that's Cap. Anyway,
Cap. I'll bet you whatever you feel like losing again.
His partner.
Yeah, okay. His partner.
I'm sure contractually she can't be his wife.
She is his wife, bro. They got married a while ago.
No, because he still said in the Piers Morgan interview that he's not married and he plans on only
you mean Georgina?
Yes. We're not talking about Beckham.
No, I thought you were talking about Messi.
No. That's it.
Cristiano Ronaldo brought his girlfriend or his partner and kids out onto the field, also dressed in Al Nassr uniform. And I'm like, that's when you know this thing just gets bigger than Ronaldo, because it's no longer a player. They're welcoming the family.
No, sure, but listen, Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. must be pissed off because he's kind of gone. He's been at Real Madrid's youth team, Juventus, United. And I was like, Al Nassr, oh fuck me. I'd probably qualify for this team even if my father wasn't Ronaldo.
Honestly, bro.
Oh boy! But listen, it's all part of sports washing. It's why Saudi Arabia owns Newcastle, and it's
why they own golf.
And by the way, I just want to clarify.
And it's part of their World Cup bid. They're going for the World Cup 2030.
If you're listening to this, you're probably a football fan. If not, we are here to catch you up. But if you have read the rumors that Al Nassr has is it a flaw in the contract or a clause in the contract where he goes to play for Newcastle? I heard it's fake.
I also think it's fake.
But I wouldn't put it past that there's a lot of get out clauses in that contract.
I'm sure. But Eddie Howe denied anything to do with Newcastle.
Do you think Eddie...
is Eddie Howe really allowed to speak on it?
Exactly. Do you think Eddie Howe gets told what's going on there?
Do you think Amanda Stavely goes, listen, Eddie, this is how it's going to go down? No.
It's like...
If Amanda Stavely needs to talk to Eddie Howe, Eddie Howe should be very worried.
It's like... Tell that man Eddie. This is Amanda Stavely said. Doesn't tell that man Eddie.
Who's that lad there?
Yes.
The guy that's always there when we're playing.
Yes. Make him address Me. He does not address me directly.
Exactly.
He's not allowed being in the same room as me. When I walk in a room, he leaves. So Eddie Howe doesn't know what's going on.
How does he address me?
Eddie House, a.k.a. Diego Simeone, because Newcastle are getting ugly.
Biting time.
They're getting ugly.
What do you mean they're getting ugly?
They're playing shit football.
Oh, yeah, no.
They down and dirty.
Them Arsenal, the Arsenal are going to feel what it's like to be chased by Pep.
So Ronaldo, oh man, it shouldn't have ended this way, but you know what?
What? Do you think he cares? Honoring.
I don't give a shit.
Apparently it's a 7-year contract because they want him to
ambassador
for Saudi.
For 2025.
30.
2030.
2030. Hey man, listen.
2026 is going to
it's going
USA,
to the US.
Well, North America.
North
America.
Canada.
As we roll
Get it
our eyes. Right.
Sorry.
And Mexico. Get it right.
Well,
Get
but
it
not
right.
Sinaloa.
Not Sinaloa.
No games in Sinaloa.
Whoa.
Well, for now.
Oh, what's the cartel say? Listen,
Hey.
you guys better bring football here.
You hear that?
That's the thunder again.
That's
Do not
coming.
talk against Al Chapo's son.
Exactly.
We're gonna light and bolts up our ass.
I don't know, man. That's rich forever money.
That's
4 generations of wealth.
That's
if,
4
if not more.
And you know what I'm telling you right now?
Wait, hold
because United up for sale.
Hold on.
There's rumors
I
of
know
Saudis in for it, and I'm telling you, Ronaldo's coming back in with those boys.
I know what
They blocked it
I know what
so
Senzo's doing right now. Senzo's going onto his phone to look for something. I know what you're going to look for. You're going to look for the money breakdown. Are you not?
of Ronaldo's money.
So
Like, it's ridiculous.
I spoke about it on the GCS takeover this morning. So pull it up, Senzo, because this is actually one of the most interesting things.
It's actually
you'll
disgusting.
No, it is. So this is in euros, right?
Yes, in euros.
Break it down.
So Ronaldo's contract in euros, 200 million euros a year.
Okay, so
which
you said
equates to
you said 7 years, right?
Yeah, which
Okay.
which equates to 16.7 million euros a month, which equates to 3.8 million euros a week, which relates to 555,000 euros a day, which is 23,000 euros an hour, which is 386 euros a minute, which is 6.5 euros a second. So
that is outrageous.
It's something like 4 billion rand, which is almost as much as Ryan earns at Gareth Cliff.
Yeah, bro.
So,
all of it, eh?
all of it. Right.
I mean,
do you think they gave him an aura?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Do you think they gave him an aura as well?
Oh man, all of them.
I don't get a private plane though. You know. So.
Ronaldo does that. He gets a flying city. He gets a flying hotel. That's what he gets. It's not a private plane. It's like Air Force One shit. Right.
No, man. That's
Senzo.
No, that's silly.
Oh no, it's time.
I've been holding your 30 minutes. You've done well.
Yeah.
The floodgates, the gates of Stamford Bridge are open. Let Ryan have it.
No, it's too easy.
But you want me to work for it.
Okay, so if you don't know, Ryan supports Chelsea, diehard fan, even though he's sitting here with a...
And he doesn't know who Gianluca Vialli is.
He's sitting here with an LAFC shirt, but we can all have second teams.
Not even second.
Dude.
Would you wear a Chelsea shirt right now?
Dude, what is going on? And I'm going to get into knocking Liverpool a little bit because you knock Liverpool, you get clicks.
Yes. Because they're the only team that gets injured players there.
Anything, right? Okay.
Oh, speaking of Liverpool, De Gea, Van Dijk out for over a month.
It's probably better for them the way he's been playing.
Honestly, he's a fraud.
Ryan, what's going on at Chelsea, bro?
So last night we had a game, you know, Man City, you know, one we've been needing to prepare for a long time. Senzo has been hitting me up on the group. Ryan, are you ready for Thursday? Ryan, are you ready for Thursday? I'm like, yeah, okay. So anyway, yesterday I checked the lineup, you know, hour before. I'm like, okay, Potter's doing the same shit. No number 9. They've put Kai Havertz up front, and no Mason Mount. And they've put in Ziyech, and they've put in a couple new guys. I forget how to pronounce.
Zakaria played.
Great game, by the way.
man.
Don't help him. This is his team. This is not he's got his
so
own problems.
Zakaria played great debut.
Wasn't his debut, but
no, not. I mean,
He's not played a lot. I mean, he kind of like he came in from Juventus and
got thrusted into this.
Like, okay,
where's Ruben Loftus-Cheek?
He's still
injured.
He's injured, right?
Oh yeah,
we have a list of injuries right now.
So your season's gonna be done in February.
So this is what's
Well,
kind of going on,
yeah.
right? So first, okay, so no number 9, but
No number 9.
the Kai Havertz thing's been working.
It has. It's better than the Oba thing. And for Oba to
Much better.
And for
No, but
Oba
the
to be
thing is-
yanked off
Now remember,
He got light bulbed.
because you're crying for Aubameyang.
Yeah,
He comes on when Sterling gets injured, and he gets yanked when the going gets tough.
You know,
Straight away, bro.
I think that was the stupidest move.
But he wasn't doing anything, though.
No, he's useless.
The thing was,
fraud.
right?
Yeah.
You may say he's fraud. I was watching him. He was even doing midfield work because I think they put him on the wing. And so he was even going back all the way.
Well, he had no choice.
No, I know, but I'm saying
80% of the ball.
why don't you move him to the number 9 position? Take Kai Havertz out, put him behind. That's what I'm saying. No, like
There's a reason that he didn't start him. There's a reason why he's playing on the right. You have to consider those things.
What's that reason, Senzo?
No, but you have to consider those things. If a guy's a natural number 9, Paulo, right? He hasn't started the game, and the guy who's playing number 9 who started the game is not a natural number 9. And then the guy who's supposed to be the number 9 comes on and he gets shoved out onto the right. There's a reason that's happening. That's not by accident.
Yeah, but what's the point? You know, like
I'm not.
I saw it last night and I was like, this is the stupidest thing ever. It doesn't make sense to me. And
Yeah, because you guys thought it was Quidditch, eh?
Right, but here's the thing with Potter, right? Because I know you're a huge Potter out, right?
Yes.
I don't think it's his fault.
Because he comes in,
Tired of hearing that
he
excuse.
he comes in, he doesn't have a preseason,
It's not his fault.
right? So it's just yet you can't. He's not the first in line to blame, right? And what we did say when Potter got appointed is we said we don't know how this ownership of Chelsea responds when things go wrong, right? Because you knew how Roman responds.
Oh, yeah.
Roman doesn't give a shit.
Potter wouldn't have a job today.
We don't know how they respond. Now, the thing is, we all felt that Potter, what Bowley and what they call the Sterling Group, something like this,
The Mickey Mouse
the
Group,
consortium, whatever it is,
Yeah.
right? That they're looking for their Pep, they're looking for their Ferguson, they're looking for their Wenger, kind of somebody who's going to come in and build a dynasty, right?
I think that's been done.
No, but there's never been a dynasty at Chelsea. It's been
Yeah, it's
No
been
one's-
ownership. Yeah,
no one's
yeah.
ever loved Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right? There's never been a universal love for
Bro,
Chelsea.
consensus that to say yes.
Yes.
These are
Okay.
the guys. Yeah.
And maybe they want to go with that, getting an English manager as a start, clever guy, whatever. So they start the season with Tuchel, which is never going to work.
Yeah.
Fire him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Bring in Potter. Don't give him any chance. Where I do kind of go, okay, Potter, what are you doing? Someone like Mark Cucurella, who you know him well, you brought him
Yes,
through.
yes.
He's clueless. He doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
It's like he looks terrible, right? Shouldn't have signed him anyway. You got too many men in that position.
And also,
Yeah.
we signed him for like something along the lines of 60 million.
Well, listen, Chelsea are
That's
blowing money. Right?
outrageous money.
Chelsea are
You
blowing
guys
money.
bought for fun for 75, bro. You got bigger problems.
But tell me what's going on at Chelsea, and here is the problem here, right?
He thinks it's championship manager, bro.
And this is where you got to go. Here's another fault. Why are you Chelsea playing City, right, with Azpilicueta and as goody as Thiago Silva, where you've blown so much money? You've got Reece James injured. You got Fofana injured.
Chilwell injured.
You got Chilwell injured. What the because Sterling goes down quickly now, right? Pulisic, right? What the fuck is going on in that Chelsea? Because this is where it starts falling.
Mount.
What is happening when
Kante. You have to ask these questions.
Okay, Kante's got miles on the clock, right?
But still.
So it can happen. But you're right. He's
dead.
He's he's dead. He's gone. We should have done a memorial, an obituary for him up front, right? So there's a huge problem.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well. Like
Ruben Loftus-Cheek. So now, is that Potter training too hard? Is that the medical staff? What's happening there?
I think what happened was the mistake that Chelsea made, and I think I said
Pulisic
this.
played, by the way.
Yeah, he started.
He came off, right?
Yeah,
I think he went out at about
and
50 or
he
60 minutes.
limped off.
Yeah.
But my thing is that Bowley came in, right? Cool, change of ownership. It wasn't really Chelsea's fault. Like, okay, cool. Like, I feel bad for them in that regard.
Yeah. I mean, if you listen, Roman was a lifer.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for this Russia, Roman's there.
Yeah.
Forever.
They've
Right. Hands over
till
to
he
his
dies.
kids. Yeah.
Till he dies.
100%.
Bowley shouldn't have gotten rid of the Brains Trust. Because when Peter Cech went out, Marina went out, you knew that, okay, now no one knows this club now.
Yeah. That was a big mistake.
Big blow.
Big mistake because that's the consistency.
Yeah.
And you've seen it in club time after time after time.
Who keeps things ticking over when Roman is not around? Like,
Right.
And it's actually embarrassing. Like, transfer window's open now. and now we're looking to make transfers. We're opening up conversations with people, and at the forefront, they're like, we have release clauses of this much. And we're like, okay, no problem.
You guys are trying to lowball them.
Then we go in and lowball. You know...
Nah, but you guys aren't. You guys
like, why get the players excited? No, because Enzo Fernandez, Argentinian, how old is he? Like 21?
21. World Cup winner, young player of the World Cup.
Great performance, you know, at the final.
Great performance for Benfica. Have you seen Benfica, what they've been doing in Champions League?
I haven't.
No. Listen, I mean, I think the World Cup put him in front of everyone. But listen, if you've been watching Champions League,
if you've been watching Benfica,
now, so that's sorry, Ryan. Finish your thought, because we're going to say the same thing.
No, so my whole thing is, you go and get this player excited. He says, "Okay, cool. I want Chelsea as a priority. That's where I want to go."
Which is a no-brainer. Yeah,
no-brainer.
Yeah, of course.
And when Chelsea say we're going to pay the release clause, whatever, this player's like, cool. Make it a thing. Like, I'm done.
And now the players are burning bridges.
Fabrizio goes into
don't.
A fraud.
I don't want to hear that guy's full name.
Fraud.
I don't want to hear that guy's full name on my podcast.
Yeah,
because he's a liar.
I just kind of blanked on it now.
He's a liar.
I almost called him Morano.
Don't respect him. Call him Fabrizio Romano. Call him Fabrizio Ravanelli.
He tweets out. He's like, "Yo, Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea bound. Players made it a priority." Chelsea fans are like, "Wow, this is a thing. This is becoming the thing." What happens 2 days ago? Chelsea strike out. No, they lowballed at 80 million.
So, Ryan,
get out of here.
Firstly, I can pretty much guarantee you that February 1, he's wearing a Chelsea shirt. I'll tell you that right now.
He will.
Because Benfica have become masters at separating Premier League clubs from their money.
Yeah.
Right? So, don't you worry. Because
Enzo Fernandez is a
yeah,
deal.
but you're gonna overpay for him, and it's gonna mess you guys up for June.
How much is overpaying?
Nobody at
120
Benfica.
million euros is overpaying.
Nobody at Benfica has said we're not selling him.
Yeah,
they just said
they must pay the clause.
He's got the clause. They said we
in black and white.
got the clause. So no one said, because that's Benfica's model.
Yeah,
and Benfica ask Jurgen Klopp about a young man called Darwin Nunez, right?
Darwin, I can't hit anything.
Benfica are the most ruthless club because they're very good at taking money from Premier League teams, right? So, but less so, Ryan. Okay, so you say this thing going now. Enzo Fernandez, just in case you don't know, only moved to Benfica at the beginning of the season from River Plate, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't ripping up trees or anything in Argentina. Just a good young prospect in Benfica. And Benfica and Porto, they make a habit of taking a chance, right? I think they signed him for 5-10 million. It's like really nothing, right? Really little. And now they're going to turn their money quickly.
And it's a 5-year contract, I think.
But here's the thing, Ryan. Beginning of the World Cup, first 1 or 2 games when Fernandes isn't playing, are Chelsea after him?
No.
He's saying that's a disjointed thing.
Desperation.
It goes, who's a big name? Oh, that's
been their transfer strategy the whole time. Oh, let's go for whoever Man United want. Let's go for whoever this guy wants. Let's go for whoever that guy wants.
Since Todd Bowley's come in,
you guys have no imagination.
It goes, who's signing? Let's go after him.
He probably looks at Twitter and he goes, who's Fabrizio talking about?
You know what I mean? But so this is just this disjointed.
Because we're also after João Felix.
Of course you are.
Of course you are.
No, because I think when was United after João Felix?
We'll get into João Felix just now, but I think you take my point, right?
Yes.
Sure. It goes.
It's like hype man syndrome, like
and you kind of going. I don't think
there's no clear plan.
Central midfield is really Chelsea's problem. You got Kovacic in there.
That's what I'm saying.
You've still you may not like him. Jorginho's in there, and that's a solid player.
I may not.
Conor Gallagher can do a job there if he has to.
You know what I mean?
Can I tell you what? Last night, sorry, just to sidestep that, but like I'm no fan of Jorginho, but with the amount of players we have and the amount of injuries we have, he should have started last night at City.
And the guy's a performer, you know what I mean?
And so I don't know why on earth he was benched. You see, this is another like thing of mine.
But also, like, I don't know, it wasn't going to do anything. And Jorginho being there is not going to do anything.
Truth be told, City had a shit game last night.
But City weren't good.
No,
City were not good.
But
in the first half, they weren't good. Pep fixed it up, called himself a genius.
But listen.
He did.
No, but did you see when Ake was hitting the post and all that? I was like, no, Chelsea are in it now. But my thing is as well, it makes sense why Jorginho didn't play yesterday. Jorginho's only nice when he's got the ball. When on defense, he's a revolving door. What are you going to do against a team that's what, we got 20% of the ball. Like, Jorginho must come. What's Jorginho going to do?
Okay, right. But also, what's Dennis Zakaria and Kovacic going to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
It's just, listen, I think if Potter gets fired, I think Chelsea are in shit. Because,
they already are.
And they'll be tempted.
I think they are already.
They'll be tempted because as long as there's a guy called Pochettino floating around, as long as Luis Enrique is floating around.
As long as Tuchel's still available, still.
Well, I think that's.
No, I don't think so.
But you know what I mean? And this Todd Bowley and whoever's running Chelsea right now seem to be just like, okay, what's the trend? What's trending?
What's
Let's
going
get
on?
that.
What can we get?
And I think it's very. I think, Ryan, Chelsea fans they're not quite they haven't turned on Potter yet, right? They're a bit unhappy.
They're giving him time.
They're a club in transition.
They slowly are.
They will be they'll be digging their own grave.
But also, you must see what's bringing Chelsea. We're complaining about us not having a 9, right? We buy.
But you had Lukaku and Timo Werner. Okay, they weren't great.
But
But you're going to let both of them go with no plan?
And also, you just paid £98 million for Lukaku.
With no plan?
That man's a white elephant.
No, but listen. I can't stand Lukaku, and I'm glad that he's being
But
shown
you've
up for the
just
scam
paid-
artist that he is.
But Lukaku's only been back.
He's a scam artist. Lukaku.
Yeah.
I got an email the other day asking me for that. This guy has come into $200 million and he needs to deposit into my bank account. He just needs my banking details. Signed R. Lukaku. I'm telling you, that guy's a fucking fraud.
Brilliant.
He's a scam artist.
But like,
Don't give me your PIN numbers.
Chelsea bought him last season for £98 million. Now he says, I'm not
Overpaid.
going back there. I told you that, but you were in your
no.
feelings. Tell me I'm right again.
Listen, Chelsea are,
but-
as a United fan, I'm very glad because you've taken the heat off us.
But like, back to this point, like, you're complaining that you need a number 9. You have a number 9. Then you want to go blow 120 million euros on a centre mid that you don't need.
How much
Doesn't
did you
make
pay
sense.
for Oba again?
Oba.
I forget. Or was it?
You paid. That's the sad bit.
Well, and that's in whose mind did Aubameyang ever going to end up well? That was never going to end well.
I was like, take it on for 6 months at least.
It was a temporary solution.
No, it's a panic buy.
It was It was just a panic. It was just an
panic.
absolute panic.
And now you're doing what you're doing now. You're panicking. You guys don't need a centre
We're
mid.
clearly not panicking because nothing's going on. They're not dropping Potter. There was rumors that they were bringing Potter in because we lost the previous game. Not City. This is before City.
But what's firing Potter going to do?
What's it going to do?
What's firing Potter going to do? Nothing.
It's
You're just going to end up paying a guy more money for not working.
Well. Look, the thing is, the only thing you can go is like Chelsea are looking. I mean,
it's a club in crisis.
Well,
let's be honest.
Listen, a crisis for a club that size means not getting in the Champions League.
Fair.
And I think they
aren't.
Well, so at the moment they're not in the running for top 4. They're kind of like in that position. The only way back in is to win it, and Chelsea have done that before.
Hello, we
They've done it before.
On the log.
Who are you playing
haven't
next
been
to?
this bad in so long.
Last time you were this bad, Mourinho was
We're playing City again on Sunday.
Right.
For FA Cup.
The only way I think they look at it is maybe they go, might get knocked out the FA Cup.
Going to?
Who have they got in the Champions League?
I haven't even had a look.
It's not an easy draw, right?
Let's put
But my thing goes, do they pull the trigger going, okay, we play the Champions League, we get knocked out, right? We can't do the top 4. We need steady hands to come in and get us over the line back into the Champions League. Because this amount of money, that couple of billion they've sunk into Chelsea, only works if they're in the Champions League.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? It
or
only
Super League of sorts.
Well, it only works if they're in the Champions League. So anyway, now, okay, you mentioned it there, City, Chelsea going to City.
Dortmund. But you could catch from Dortmund. Dortmund could like...
The way they're playing right now. The way they're playing right now over 2 legs, right?
Chelsea could get lit up if they go to Dortmund and they're not switched on.
You know what the thing is?
You could catch 5.
Listen, I think their let go of Potter is desperation to go. We got to get back in the Champions League, right? Because their whole business model must be built on that,
Champions
right?
League, yeah.
I mean, Ryan, are City taking out the FA Cup? Because FA Cup becomes important to Chelsea, right?
Oh, yeah, it does.
You got to win something.
Well,
Potter's got to win
But
something.
my thing is that as well, like if
FA
Chelsea,
Cup's been bread and butter for Chelsea.
Yeah, my thing is
many
that if Chelsea now go and they go sink everything into Enzo Fernandez, right? They don't make Champions League.
I don't think it's sinking every. I think we actually have a lot of money.
No, but it's not that. You guys got financial fair play issues. So
it messes up your structure. For
that's the main thing with Enzo Fernandez. Is it's not that they don't have the money; it's the way they wanted to pay the money. They wanted to pay it over so they could split it in financial years, right? So that's why they want to do it that way. I mean, Benfica, we want the money up front because they wanted to pay it.
And also, understandably so, it's a clause.
Well, exactly. Yeah. It's a clause. It goes, no. Our deal is 120 outright, fuck off.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's one of that's the issues, that they want to split this up. And that's where the financial fair play comes. Listen, City been under financial for 3 years. I mean,
Madrid,
it's not with
Madrid
it's not with the paper.
that thing, so
yeah, it's not with the paper it's written on.
Financial fair play is not real, yeah.
Right? But it is something worth going. I just think it's going, you're 100% right. You go drop 120 million on a kid who, as good as he was in the World Cup, as good as he's been in and here's the thing, and I say the same about Darwin Núñez, right? I watch Liga NOS, right? Yeah. I watch it. That league is shit.
It's a garbage.
The Portuguese league is
garbage.
Shit. Now it says a lot for Benfica and Porto.
You've never Ryan lost.
No, Ryan, honestly,
bro, it's garbage. Bro.
Honestly, it says a lot for Benfica and Porto that they still do so well in Champions League, right? Yes. It says a lot for them. They're well coached. They recruit well, both of them. But week in, week out, that team is shit. Benfica will play teams. They will play certain teams.
Right.
Anyone from eighth down, 7th down, right? Yeah. Will just sit back and let Benfica do whatever the fuck they want.
It's like watching teams play Sundowns in the PSL. Same thing.
You know what's even worse with Benfica is Benfica and Porto loan their players out to the rest of the league. So the guys are going, well, I'm not going to fucking play against the guys who own me.
Yo, some my checks, yeah.
I'm telling you, Benfica, Porto play anyone from 6th, 7th down. So it's easy to look good. And so this is the same thing with Darwin Núñez. Everything he's doing for Liverpool now, he was doing at Benfica. He just got a shitload of chances. He just got shitload of chances all the time.
And something has to give.
Right? And okay, and yes, they do perform in the Champions League, but also just be careful of that red area.
Also the speed of the game. If you look at the speed of the game, in Portugal, it looks like they're doing everything in Gear 2, Gear 3.
No, dude, listen.
Seriously.
No, there are games where you're like, nah, fuck, this is
ass.
It says a hell of a lot for Benfica and Porto that they compete to fucking.
They're punching. To be honest, Benfica and Porto are punching above their weight in Champions League.
So the thing is, Enzo Fernandez, I'm sorry, he doesn't come in and turn your season around. No, he just does not.
Nothing for them.
He just does not.
I'm not even expecting them to, but I'm just like, we need to do something because.
So a City knocking you out the cup.
Give Mount all the money.
Fuck Mount.
Can I tell you what?
A City knocking you out the cup.
Yes.
I think if we don't learn from yesterday, then yes.
Yesterday you didn't play badly.
No, we didn't play badly, but City wasn't on their game.
Does Potter have enough of a squad? Because here's the thing, right? City are going to rotate the shit out of their team, right? Yeah. They're just going to. Chelsea go.
You saw what they did second half. They're like,
do Chelsea have enough of a squad to actually change that much?
Nah.
I can't see who they're going to play.
And also taking our chances on the young guys.
No, and also, exactly. But the young guys did well.
No, they did great.
Hutchinson did well.
Actually, Omari's insane.
Hutchinson did well.
I'm saying that was the best thing he did that entire game was subbing those 3 gents on. I'm like, it was risky, but
now half your team is broken. You still have to build chemistry with these guys. These guys have to. It's a nightmare.
Man, okay, so that's FA Cup. Listen, Chelsea. I mean, but you know what, Ryan? I'll tell you one thing. It turns around because
it happens.
A year ago, United win the shit. We don't know where we're going. Turn around.
Can I throw something out there? Just your opinions. I thought about it last night. I was watching Jack Grealish play, and I was like, wouldn't that be cool if Chelsea got Jack Grealish?
No, you see,
because they're looking to get rid of him. No, they're looking to get rid of him, right?
Well, how much? Do you know City bought?
No, I know how much they bought him for. It's ridiculous.
How much do you think they're gonna sell him to you for?
But they need the money to get Jude Bellingham.
They don't need anything.
No, they're looking to sell Jack Grealish to bring in Jude Bellingham because Bellingham is easy 120 mil.
But
who's going to pay that though?
Okay,
Todd Bowley.
Just say this hypothetical world, Jack Grealish is available. I mean, the only thing was Jack Grealish swapping with Rafa Leao. It's just bullshit. It's just never going to happen. Swap deals don't happen, right?
Yeah.
Does Jack Grealish alone solve your problem?
No, not alone, but he definitely does help.
And also,
at what cost, though?
We need a finisher.
And also,
at what cost? Jack Grealish is not a finisher, by the way.
And also,
at what cost? He's cost £100 million for City. He's barely beat them worse. How much do you think they're going to give him to Chelsea.
Anyway, look, I think
500 trillion.
we spoke about Ronaldo cashing out. I
Like-
think Jack Grealish cashed out as well. I reckon, he's not as. Firstly, Jack Grealish isn't as young as people
Yes.
think he is, right? So his next kind of move is going to be. Remember what we thought Sterling was going to do
Yeah.
in a team of his own. Jack Grealish done been there.
I
If
find
I'm
him,
here-
Chelsea right now, I start
him
at
in-
Joao Felix.
yes.
I start at Joao Felix and I say, right, which dog is going to get me 20 goals guaranteed properly?
Joao Felix doesn't get you that. Let's
Yeah,
go into
that's
the
the
other.
thing.
Let's go to the other FA Cup matches, and maybe Joao Felix comes up again. So we've got a team that's kind of like gone under the radar because of Chelsea's nonsense. Is Liverpool? They're playing Wolves at home. Look, they're going to get through because Wolves have got to sort their shit out, and I don't think there's a priority on the FA Cup. Right? They've got to stay in the league. Liverpool got problems, man.
They finished.
That Liverpool are like.
They finished.
Cody Gakpo, cool. You can laugh at United fans all you want, but it's like he's unless the guy can play central midfield,
Yeah, exactly.
So Liverpool got a fantastic forward line, which I don't think is as good as made out to be. We've seen a lot of players come over from from Holland, not really hit the ground running. Darwin Núñez, we don't know what we're gonna. Firmino's on his way out. Salah is not getting better.
Yeah.
He doesn't get better from this
He's hit the
point.
peak.
Diego Jota looks injury prone. He goes out for long periods. And then you got
Doug Luiz, whoever that guy is, Douglas Luiz or Luiz.
Luis Diaz as well.
Him.
Also, listen, that way of playing is catching up with him. And that's fine. You got 6 world-class forwards that you can rotate, right?
But he's injured as well.
But you got Henderson, Fabinho. Thiago was never the guy for that Liverpool midfield.
Exactly. For me, it didn't make sense why Thiago was going to Liverpool because, like, now, what are you going to go do there? It's not your style of football. You're not that kind of player.
No, I mean, listen, he's fantastic.
He's
player.
fantastic,
Oh, my
but
God,
like,
what a
that's-
player.
that's
But
system.
not for that team.
Not for that system.
Not for that team.
Liverpool made a mistake by letting go of Gini.
Oh, well, but, I mean,
They still rail Wolves, though.
say again.
They still rail Wolves, though.
No. Yes, they do. They do because I think Wolves have got other things. They've got other priorities.
They've got bigger
They
problems.
don't have a forward. They're a little bit the new manager. I think so. I think that
Mendes is also going through something.
and they're going to keep doing this, right?
Yeah.
But I think the problems at Liverpool is kind of like Liverpool. A lot of things went right all at the same time,
It's just that they were City.
and now a lot of things are going wrong at the same time. And we said that peak Liverpool team, oh my God, they should have won 3 titles in a row, but they were City, and that's going to happen to everybody, right?
It is what it is.
But that kind of like 100% hit rate on transfers, that everything going right, that everything is kind of going, now your transfers aren't that great. They're losing a lot of people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
A lot of those executives of kind of like moving on, and then the clubs
Up for sale.
up for sale or investment. All the Americans are getting out. The Americans, no
Except
Super
Burnley.
League, they're out,
Except Burnley.
right? Because Americans are all getting out. They wanted that Super League except Bowley, late to the party, right?
Hey, guys.
And now you say Virgil van Dijk is out for a month. Konate, I mean, I've never been impressed
I'm
by
not
him.
sold. I'm not sold on Konate.
Trent looking better going forward. Even Andy Robertson, he's not looking dependable anymore.
Artur Melo got him and he's been dead, bro.
Listen, so we can touch on Juventus. There's a big shit at Juventus, but
Yeah.
part of it was them. I mean, they're in a lot of trouble and criminal trouble
Yeah.
because they're overinflating players' transfer values.
yeah.
And because they're a listed company,
fraud, yeah.
that's fraud, right? And Arthur is one of them. Arthur is one of them. It's just like I say, in that golden era where Liverpool don't make mistakes, bang, he works.
Yeah.
Suddenly he goes, oh, that doesn't quite work anymore. But listen, they're probably going to knock out Wolves. They're playing at home.
My question is like, now, Paulo, right? Do you think top guys do you think guys like Allison's looking, he's probably like, geez, I need to get the hell out of here.
I
I wouldn't
so
say
yet.
get out.
I
I
don't
wouldn't say
think so.
get out.
I'll be surprised if Allison's there.
I don't think it's a desperate situation
Look,
Yet.
yet.
Liverpool, they got Real Madrid in the Champions League. You're still going to do that. They're not going to count. No one's out the race for the top 4, right?
Yeah.
No one's out of anything.
That's true.
You know, at this
That's
point,
true, yeah.
in that kind
We haven't
of
even
area.
hit the halfway point of the season. So yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's a funny thing because normally by now you're
by
on the
now,
back
easily,
stretch.
yeah.
I think it's only 12 or 13 games.
Yeah.
We're not fully in. And then we haven't spoken much about them because Senzo and I don't like to boast, and Ryan's already having enough trouble. Manchester United, what the fuck's happened there? What the hell's going on? Was Ronaldo really the problem all along?
I'm saying I said this in the last podcast. The manager's the problem.
How's he the problem?
He's a virus.
Who?
Ten Hag.
Ten Hag.
How's he a virus? Because now we're doing better. Like,
You're not doing better. You're benching your best players. You're getting lucky.
Where have you been for the past month?
You didn't even start Rashford on the last game.
No, okay.
For disciplinary reasons.
You-
Come on,
but-
get out of
but-
here.
but what happened? When was the last time United lost a game?
Rashford got on and
Hold
said,
on.
fuck you.
Well, excuse me. Wait, hold on. You good at answering questions. When was the last time United lost a game?
I don't know. It's been a while since I can remember.
Thank you.
No,
It's been a World Cup
we
and a
we
whole-
lost.
Why
we-
about Chelsea? Like to do? Let the big boys go talk about football. now.
United, we lost against Aston Villa just before the World Cup break.
How long ago was that?
We lost it. No, it's fine. But look, okay, United's kind of recent upturn in form. Ten Hag had 50 days to prepare for these 4 matches, right?
Yeah.
And United's been impervious. But by the same token, played Nottingham Forest, fucking Bournemouth. It's not been creme de la creme. The thing about Rashford, and we're kind of saying on social media the other day when you dropped him, we're like, oh, you know what, you can fuck with Ronaldo because kind of the tide had turned against him.
Yeah.
You're going to turn against Rashford, it better work for you. But you know what?
The guy that's feeding all the kids in England, bro.
But so we said, listen, team issue, woke up late, he missed a team meeting. I don't care who you are, you're benched.
Yeah.
And Rashford comes out, scores, and turns around and says, he's right. And Luke Shaw says, he's right. United have had no discipline, even since Mourinho, right? Because I think you want to talk about viruses like Pogba and Lingard. And to a degree, I think Luke Shaw, but the tide's turning against him, right? I think those guys have allowed this lack of discipline to breed in the club.
Yeah.
Sully Ten Hag's going, he took on the captain, Harry Maguire.
He said, you chill.
Took him on, you chill. He took on
Ronaldo.
a legend, said, I'm taking you on. He takes on homegrown
The
best
prodigal
player.
son.
I'm taking you on.
Anybody can get it. But like,
And he comes out of it, and it's the first time where, listen, I'm not sold on Ten Hag.
I still think he's a fraud.
but whatever he's doing is working.
But the players buy in. We're
Whatever
playing
he's
well,
doing is working.
and he's making players better.
Guys, call things on merit. Call it how you see it. Ryan, take your personal feelings out aside. From when Ten Hag got from what United was at the beginning of the season to what United is right now. Put your personal feelings aside.
And that turnaround's been quick. We're talking August. Take a month out
after Brentford.
to Jan. I mean, man, Brighton, Brighton and Brentford.
After Brighton and Brentford.
I mean, come on.
I'd take it easily now. Like
We're
if you
playing
tell-
better football. And listen, I don't think he ever intended to sign Casemiro.
But it worked somehow.
My God, who thought go get a world-class defensive midfielder and it's going to make your team better? My, what?
What?
I didn't, and I also thought, I said, listen, Casemiro is good, but, he plays with Modric and he plays with Kroos, and of course it's good. You can look good in that midfield.
Yeah.
But he's like Eriksen.
Hold my beer.
Eriksen, Fernandes, they've all gone up a level. We're playing also not with our first choice. Defense. Ten Hag has made, even Wan-Bissaka looks like he knows what he's doing for a change.
My thing is that like now, if you're Harry Maguire, what do you? I'm like, oh snap, bro.
Well, even the way he's kind of like went at Sancho.
Yeah.
It's like not saying what's going on, but kind of going, I'm not going to cover your bullshit. Whatever's happening, I'll let people know there's shit here.
But I won't go into it.
Hey man, listen, all I say right now, because things change so quickly, I would rather be a United supporter than a Tottenham, Chelsea, or Liverpool supporter.
Those are other guys that we haven't spoken about. Okay.
Well, Tottenham.
Between
Frauds, man.
between David Moyes, Frank Lampard, Antonio Conte, and Graham Potter. Who gets the sack first?
Look, let's just finish off FA Cup. Manchester United playing Everton tonight. Frank Lampard could be on the out.
This is his last game.
Because you want to talk about a disjointed, broken club, and he's gonna throw the manager under the bus. Moshiri is gonna get rid of Lampard.
Quick fast.
Done. He loses today. Lampard's gone.
He's out.
He's gone. Lampard.
Even if he wins today, it buys him.
But now,
2 weeks.
But now, question: so Lampard gets the sacking, say,
it's coming.
does he manage another team?
Not for a while.
You know, I think...
Is he going to be like a Stevie G and just take it and leave?
Look, Lampard, he did really well at Derby.
He did well at Chelsea
really
as
well. And he did well at Chelsea to start off with. You know, maybe he was under a transfer ban and all the rest of it. He did well. I think Everton is such a basket case of a club. You know, Ancelotti didn't work out at Everton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you can kind of go...
Benitez didn't work
Benitez, well, I mean, shouldn't have never been appointed. But, you know, what ownership group goes and appoints Benitez to Everton? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What owner is doing that? So Moshiri's nuts. Again, another American fucking just lost his mind and trying to do weird shit in English football. I do think he gets another job, to answer your question.
Yeah.
He kind of... The Chelsea thing was a dream.
In Prem or?
No, he will get one.
He will get, but he'll get that last throw of the dice, kind of like
this is make or break.
He's not getting Chelsea and Everton again.
Yes.
You know, he's not getting that level. Same as Steven Gerrard, never getting
Aston Villa.
Way above Aston Villa. Never getting that, but I think he's got enough credit in the bank, and someone will take a chance.
Liverpool.
Nah.
Forget about it. No, he's got to rebuild it, right? So maybe he gets bombed out. You're talking about David Moyes. West Ham are... Jeez, man, West Ham are just West Ham. I mean, it's like...
They're West Hamming now.
They're just West Hamming. Like, they're... That's just them, isn't it?
Yeah, it is them. The things are like the honeymoon's over now. Like the feeling settled.
And then you're talking about
buzzes,
Conte. Listen, Conte is also in a bit of a weird position because... You know, he wants to... Levy will fire you, man.
Levy pulls he doesn't care.
Levy pulls the trigger. Harry Kane can only cover for you so much.
Honestly, bro.
I just want to go back to something talking about Joao Felix. We're bouncing around a little bit here, right? Yeah. So does Joao Felix, and while we're on the United thing, the Joao Felix to United feels like an agent fucking hyping up his clients because there's no way Joao Felix makes sense.
Also for that amount of money for a loan.
I don't think in the Premier League because you speak about Chelsea about needing a number 9. United also need a number 9.
Yeah.
Joao Felix is his best coming off the left.
Yes.
Right? That's where he's his best. Floating around, coming off the left. He's not a number 9 that both of those clubs need.
True.
Whatever it takes to get Joao Felix out of Atletico or out of under Simeone, I mean, I'm all for it. But I think, hey man,
21 million euro loan.
Well, listen, that's going to get negotiated. George Mendes is behind that. That's going to come down because Atletico have nothing to lose, right?
Yeah.
Because if they do let him go, say they say, okay, we're not going to take it 21, let's bring it down, right?
Yeah.
We'll do a 5, you cover his wages. But it goes, if he does well in the Premier League, hey, cool. Someone will buy it. That's fine.
Yeah.
And who's to say there's Simeone when he gets back to Atletico Madrid after the loan? Because I think Simeone is wobbling. I really think he's wobbling.
He's shaky, eh?
Man, you cannot have that. I think it's just done. You can't be there that long.
Yeah, I also think he's just it's reached its natural end, and like it's because
it just feels that
team is stacked. If you look at it,
it is, and it just feels that Atletico when they do well, it's despite him. It's not anything he's done.
No, it's true, yeah.
You know, so, and especially like we'll be mentioning some names. I think as long as you got coaches like Tuchel and you got coaches like Pochettino and a coach, more importantly, like Luis Enrique.
And like Zidane. Zidane's one of the shadows look
out of work, right? I think Simeone. So maybe there's no Simeone for Joao Felix to go back to. Okay, FA Cup, Tottenham playing Portsmouth. We said United playing Everton.
Before we move on, Frankie de Jong. He's now interested in Manchester.
Are you bringing up?
Of course he would.
That ship has sailed, though.
No, but he's saying now
of course he is.
Of course he is, but we don't need him.
Of course he is.
No, but I'm saying, are you buying him?
We don't need him. That should tell you everything. Like, I don't think we need him. Like,
so I think what happened is kind of you see the way Eriksen played is probably the way De Jong was going to play.
Yeah.
But you got Eriksen there, no hassle, free transfer. Look, Eriksen won't go on forever.
Yeah.
And it will. Maybe it's another Wesley Schneider that every summer he gets linked with never happens.
But now also you think about it like this. We get Frankie de Jong.
Sorry, but on Frankie de Jong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea almost shut the bed trying to get Frankie de Jong into the summer. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like, who's the new name?
Yeah.
Now, you know what I mean? They almost did that. So it's just, again, there you go. Chelsea are frauds.
My thing is like now, Frankie de Jong only sees the light now because also if we get Frankie de Jong in that window, we don't get Casemiro.
I know it's like I say, I don't think anyone intended. I don't think anybody intended for that. It kind of goes back to the old a story about how Ferguson got Eric Cantona. Leeds phoned about Dennis Irwin, and he said, "Why don't you give us Cantona?" And it worked. There's a similar story about how United got Andy Cole. Like, no one planned for it; it was just available.
Yeah.
But hey, it worked out. And we, the thing with United, we've seen it flop before as well. We've seen Casemiro's, we've seen Di Maria's, we've seen Falcao. We've seen those guys come in and just, we've seen them stink the place up. But look, it's feeling good. Just before we go, I just want to touch on the rest of what's happening around Europe, because Serie A and La Liga, Napoli, Juve. Is the Serie is Napoli's title challenge?
Oh, you think it's slowing down?
Oh, man,
you think it's losing steam?
So listen, they lost to Inter Milan, who looked good. Napoli play Juventus next week.
Did you see Lukaku's touch? And the whole Napoli bench laughed at him. His first touch was so bad.
It doesn't matter. They win. But listen, I think Napoli are falling off. And not to be overtaken by Inter Milan. Just, I don't know if you watched the game, AC Milan. AC Milan are just purring like champions. Yeah. They just kind of like...
time. And the way they're playing, like it's...
Rafael, I mean, as good as he was, I think World Cup's just taken him. He looked unfucking playable.
He did look unplayable. But that's the thing, like... that. Ronaldo denied many men a great World Cup. Rafael must be like, what the hell was I doing here?
Hey, listen, Fernando Santos, he said, listen, I'm going to go out on my terms. I'm not going to go out on Ronaldo's ego. So that's Serie A. I think AC Milan are going to turn that around. I think Napoli shut the bed. The World Cup came at the wrong time for them because they were flying.
Yeah, they were flying. Yeah,
they were flying.
I think also for Arsenal.
I also think so. Well, listen, City are a relentless machine. Arsenal, to win the league, have to be perfect, because you make a mistake.
Now it's over. It's a wrap. City have done this, they've done this before.
What do you think about this whole thing going? Ryan Senza, he sends me earlier. Let me just finish off in La Liga. Big game this weekend. Barcelona in first, while joint with Real Madrid, and playing Atletico Madrid in fourth.
Draw.
So, do you see the story about Lewandowski on this?
Tell me.
No. Let's hear it.
So Lewandowski was going to play, and there would have been a big appeal because apparently there was bullshit about his suspension, typical La Liga shenanigans. So a Lewandowski-less Barcelona playing Atletico Madrid.
They'll be fine.
They're going to be okay. They'll be okay. Did you see them over-celebrating, beating like a fourth division team in the cup? That was a little bit over the top, a little bit embarrassing.
Well, I would celebrate as well if you are playing your Europa now.
That's what I'm saying. Against us. So that is some of the big games, the rest of Europe. Ryan, tell me what you think about this. Senza says this. He's on the bandwagon because now United supporters starting to go.
No. I'm not on the bandwagon.
We're playing City and Arsenal this month. We beat them both. We're in a title race.
But that's the thing now. For me, I think Ten Hag, like, okay, cool. Arsenal, like, I'm not going to gauge myself with Arsenal because I've already beat them.
I'm telling you, you've lost.
What? To Arsenal?
Yeah, you're not beating Arsenal.
I've beaten Arsenal this season, so.
We've beaten them already.
So we've beaten them, so.
Oh, shit.
When they were hotter than they are now.
When they were hotter than they are now. So, like, for me, the City game, that will gauge, like, okay, cool. What are we doing with this momentum, and what have we learned in our past?
I think we're in a better place to play City. I mean, last time they gave us 6-3 wasn't the best.
You're in a better place than we were. And City were having an off game last night. So,
but you're 10th, bro. You manage your expectations.
I'm not used to being a victim.
Huh?
I'm not used to being a victim.
That's true.
This is stuff of horrors.
It is stuff of horrors.
You know what's the thing is? You don't show up in another man's house with popcorn.
Bruh.
Remember that day?
And you forgot, eh?
No. Go back in your feed, go take a listen, season preview, the Manchester United one.
He's even forgotten that we're the only guys that put an L in Arsenal's column.
That's true. See, that's disrespectful.
No, it's selective memory.
Yeah. What can I say? We've had problems for so long.
You know what? The way seasons move these days, shit that happened like 2 months ago feels like years ago.
But trust me, you won't be surprised. You can go from 4th to 7th. 2 games, you're 7th now. It's quick. It happens quickly in England.
How do you guys feel about FA Cup weekend? Are you getting excited about it?
No.
It's a bit weird.
I'm over FA Cup.
Yeah. No, I like it.
No, I like it still.
But the coverage is always a bit weird. Yeah. Oh, please God, don't bring back Social Corner.
No.
Imagine because they don't bring the feed from
leave that in
overseas.
2022.
Yo, should we touch on that? Should we
No, no.
Just
No.
leave it.
You know what the thing, I was watching Social Corner, and I was like, you know what? No matter
Forced there.
how shit our podcast gets,
Oh,
we will never.
That's the bottom, man.
Working Title FC. Thanks for joining us. Thank God we didn't get struck by lightning.